the lab in the idea stage when in 2013. It was actually around 2012, late 2012, and then we started expanding it. And the good thing about it, the whole thing is started with our incubator program, and that incubator program is something I'm very excited about. Was then called the Liberia Entrepreneurship Fund. We used to call it the LAF, and I think it was one of the greatest engagement with young people. And out of that incubator, now we have immensely great, beautiful, strong, impactful organization coming out, and they are still coming out of our incubator, and that makes me excited. We still run our incubator, and now is the incubator program we run, which definitely has helped lots and lots of young people, and is still doing that, helping stronger CSO ideas growing into strong organizations. And also we are doing the Integrity Icon program, which we started after Nepal. Nepal started in 2014, and we started here in 2015. And the super exciting part of Integrity Icon is that we celebrate honest public servant to name and theme public sector actors, especially public servants that are doing well and promoting accountability. And then we also are doing the Civic program, where we try our best to bridge the gap between information that communities don't have, working along with community frontline associates and making sure that people living in their community are also trying their best to solve problems. And we are creating infographics and also serving them back to the people. But the other program that we are creating that is very exciting for me is that which originated from Liberia in the form of Rap to Rep, where we use arts for change, and it's basically called now Voice to Rep, where we work with artists and we use music for social conscious change, and we are engaging young people are singing, and they are representing things they care about in their communities, whether from elections, natural resource governance issues, and others. So and also we are engaging in election related projects and things like that. But these are the core projects that the lab is running, and we are helping to build ecosystem of change makers. And we are that which we started with, I'm super excited about, is also friend raiser. We still keep raising friends. I think we're doing a lot of things. We are changing the face of accountability globally, but in Liberia specifically, one thing that we are trying to do is we position ourselves as the go-to lab for training, a go-to lab for CSO for building other CSOs' capacity. We are also trying our best to enhance the accountability field by helping other actors to basically find themselves. And our 2023 and focus is our strategy is basically focused on the extent to which we are deepening our impact, but the extent to which we are building a lot of knowledge. We're doing a lot of research. We're also engaging communities, supporting a lot of CSOs, fundamentally grassroots community-based organization, but pushing national advocacy at the level. And if you came to Liberia now and asked for an accountability-based organization, Accountability Lab Liberia will be your premium organization that you do, because we've done that. It has been a strategic engagement with the communities, with government, with donors, and of course with other CSO partners, and we are building lots and lots of correlations at the moment. And our national advocacy is hugely growing, and the way we engage the media is also transformative. So yeah, we know for sure we are empowering citizens still. I think a lot of things that we we bring, and I think one thing we bring is also creativity. Some of the programs that are outstanding in the lab also originated here from Liberia, but we are also learning across nations with programs emerging from Nepal and other countries. We are also we keep innovating, we keep making sure that as a translocal network, we are not just bringing that, we are also bringing practical learning examples on the table. We are sharing resources. We are making sure that the staff capacity, and we are also working around enhancing, the legal framework of what we do. So there are lots we are bringing as a network lab here in Liberia, and I think one of the key things that we are bringing on board, to be specific around the way we are making inclusion. I think among our network lab, we are one of the leading labs that focuses a lot on how art is making changes. We just introduced comedy in our work here in Liberia, and trust me, we are confident that other network labs will start using comedy. We started engaging accountability around electoral issues, and instruments around non-violence accountability to end the culture of impunity around election issues. We know that other network labs will soon start adapting. One thing I think that stands up is the level of shared resources that is being given across borders. When you see also our global team, the level of support that they give to each lab, but also how we talk across labs, one lab to another, and especially sometimes it's around program issues, sometimes just checking in to see how we support one another. Sometimes maybe it's just Zoom meeting to see what we've done here in Liberia and what they're doing at their end, and how can they support each other. I think there's a lot of energy that come from there, but also sometimes just email for opportunities that other staff and members can tap into. But I think the network is a huge ecosystem of resource, but also a huge ecosystem where actors within the network are thriving to an extent where learning is the hallmark, and not just learning, but also building knowledge on shared drive. On Google Drive, we have shared resources, and we can also mine those resources when we need them. Sometimes it's proposal across countries and how they benefit the country. But this is a fantastic a network of impactful organization that is not just speaking learning, but is living learning. We have now a proposal before the suites, CEDA to be specific, and that is going to be focusing a lot on climate justice. We're talking more about carbon emission. We're talking about the level at which polluters should pay, but how can we engage at community levels so that climate justice become a great thing. Civic agency is something that we are heavily on. I think these three areas are areas that we strategically align ourselves. Doesn't mean that digital governance, we are not doing it, but we are doing it at a very minimal level. And I think, but those are our three highlight area: inclusion, climate justice, and civic agency. But this is one thing that stands out. Why are we focusing on them? Liberia is at a crossroad with 2023 elections. And this is the first election that could make and break this country after our war, because this is the only election at the moment that we are going to be managing exclusively as Liberians, and other partners will just be making imports and observing. So we think these areas are key areas, and we want to see the country move forward along these lines. I think this is this is something that we do a lot in Liberia. I think we are serving as role models for lots and lot of young people across this country. Um, One thing young people look up to the lab, not just for program development, how not just young people alone, but other CSOs, how to improve their institutional health, how to improve the way their institution look at things. So we've positioned ourselves as a go-to organization for improving and strengthening integrity, accountability in a holistic fashion. Government actors also look up to the lab for what open governance approach for strategic thinking. There are sometimes government agencies kind of reach out to us to help them think through some processes as to whether they can take our examples and implement it well. That's another thing, but they tend to reach out, especially when there's something on national governance issues. They always reach out. I think they've also asked us to lead the economic dialogue front with the young people. We did, but the recommendations left with the government to implement. But one thing is the way in which we position ourselves, the way in which the team relates, the way in which leadership is provided. It's provided for people to stay creative. It's provided for people to be innovative, driving, and then at the end, we are also providing opportunity for our staff once we see those opportunities so that they themselves can also improve. Not forgetting ourselves, we've been encouraging all of our staff to still go to school and obtain the highest degree as you want to. Make sure that this place is a place where learning is not being stifled or choked, but learning is a continuous process as to whether it's through workshops and other things. It's a continuous process. So we're looking up to a fantastic time at the lab. The lab is one of the best places that people can work. You are at liberty to think, to get your views. Feedback is one crucial thing that we do at the lab. And I think not just here in Liberia, but at the global level, lots and lots of feedback. Sometimes the feedback may not be pleasant, but we encourage feedback a lot and learn from those unpleasant feedbacks, but also to improve our lab and also improve ourselves as leaders and as a learning organization. We strive to close the feedback loop as much as possible, that we can be able to not just attract people to us, that we can be role models for other CSOs and also role models for young people who want to go into leadership in the civic space.